God, now that was sexy for first time on air.
Yeah, so that was was that one you did with the AI, or was that your mix?
No, it comes with the plan. It's
Oh,
brand new. I lost all my 30 minutes one. They're not there anymore. So hey everybody, DJ Verm here live here on Just Pure Talk with Verm, Akai, and friends. Yes. Come join us on our website, www.vermlandradio.com. We have our sponsor, ruthlessrusters.com, 10% off on Verm's Fans RR10. You just need to put that down in the bar, and it gives you the 10% off on the shirt. So please come and join us on our YouTube channel, Instagram, X, Facebook, and while you're on Facebook, you could chat with us. So if you guys want to chat, well, just write into the comment box and we will reply back while we're doing our show.
okay.
God, that was an intro.
Yeah.
Woo!
Welcome back. It's another it's another Wednesday. I got my days all mixed
Another
up.
Wednesday again.
Man, I'm telling you what, my days are starting to mush together. The more I know it's because I don't have to work today, so it's my Saturday.
Okay.
So Tuesdays are my Fridays, which I know is kind of weird for most people, but I only have a 3-day work week. I work 3 days a week because I can. I'm retired, and it works out.
I was going to say that you're a retired guy.
I'm retired or retarded. I mean, either one.
Well, you might be both, but that's you. Only you know, not me.
Yeah.
I don't know because
I still love myself.
How you doing, Truck Sam?
Pretty good.
Your picture's fuzzy.
What are you? You're not on your truck tonight? You're not on your truck tonight?
Yeah, your picture's fuzzy. I don't know if it's focusing on your forearm, and that's because it's making your.
How about now?
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta
it's focused on your belly.
Oh.
You gotta lose your belly.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm trying to lose some weight.
Your camera is focusing on the lower part. It's not focusing on your face, and it's. I do appreciate you coming to the show not looking like a madman.
I could.
Well, you usually do. You usually got this ragtag beard that looks like you're a homeless bum that's been sleeping behind the dumpster. So,
oh, thanks, bro.
just telling you how I feel.
He loves you, man.
Oh yeah, brotherly love.
Friends should tell people this. If you look like ran over dog crap, then your friends should say, "Hey, go put on a clean shirt."
Yeah.
Right.
Clean shirt.
Yeah. Go splash some water in your face, comb your hair.
Yeah.
Is this your phone? Is there a way to change your pixel setting? Because I wonder if it's. Yeah. I wonder if it's your camera on your phone.
It could be
sending it at a lower. Well, there's an option to send at a lower bit rate. Instead of being 720p and how do you know what are you on, Verm? You remember?
It should be in the background.
I had
you have a squealy 3-dot thing, and then you could work it out. So what we're gonna kick this off while he's trying to fix his camera. Hi everybody, ladies and gents. We are going to talk about what tonight?
We were talking about what tonight? Oh, I got notes on my phone.
Yeah, you must, eh?
I did. Besides all the crap that you send me from the liberal left, which is about ready to make my head explode. I'm like, do these people... Here's the thing. I understand what they're saying. But I just wish they would put like a Google search and Google search what they're saying before they put it into video and put it out there.
Why?
Because it's so much crap, just bull crap. It's like listening to The View. It's not truthful. It's full of lies. And when I go look it up and I research it, I'm like, what are these guys smoking?
But
that's why they got sued $800 million for that defamation.
No, but I mean, the thing is, I listen to it, I look at it, I analyze it myself.
But I think it gives a false view of what's actually happening.
You're always saying it's the right. You're always going to say it's the right because they're negative.
No.
You're negative against what's going on.
If somebody puts out a video, and I know we're digressing, but if somebody puts out a video,
We've been talking this for the past 3-4 shows. So.
put out the damn truth. That's all I want. I just want the truth. I don't want you to chop. I don't want you to chop 10 seconds off a video where Kennedy talked about autism in kids, and now all of a sudden everybody's offended that he said something about autism.
I'd be offended, Akai.
Huh?
I'd be offended. I'm sorry, but I'm going to take that point. I'd be offended.
You'd be offended if he said something about autism?
The point that he said is enough.
And what did he say? What did he say about autism?
To get frustrated.
What did he say about autism?
No, I'm saying he said it.
He did say stuff about autism.
Do I have to look at the video and put it on live?
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. But the stuff that he said about autism and how they, instead of being, productive members of society, most people that have autism, is it 1 in 31 people in the United States now have autism, and they can't tell you why it's happening in the United States. I could tell you why. Vaccines, crap in our food, crap in our environment.
Yeah, no, that's proven. Yeah, you're right. That's proven. They're putting so much crap in the food.
They're telling Kennedy that no, it's not the vaccines. But then they just come out with a study last week, because I remember we talked about it. They had come out with a study saying where there's certain chemical that was in all these vaccines is linked to autism.
What vaccine?
Right?
Or is it
all vaccines? All the vaccines that have this certain, it's like a base chemical that the vaccines are made on.
So was he basically, Kennedy was talking about that.
The older vaccines didn't have it. The older vaccines didn't have it, but the more modern vaccines are just full of it.
Now,
and so
what did Kennedy say?
He said something about, we're basically making people autistic and they're not going to be functional members of society.
Yeah, but the way he was saying it, the way it came out.
That's exactly how he said it.
But I seen another video. There's another video. I didn't send it to you. It's the same video that he'd done, but really longer. More longer. And the girl that passed that video really compared to Schweitzer, what's his name there, the camp in
it's a camp guy, yeah.
The SS research guy. And there's a thing you don't touch. And that's what's going on, is there's too much, being truthful. Sometimes you have to be truthful, but being truthful sometimes, give me a second. You're going to go crazy. I know. Being truthful on some stuff, you got to watch how you're saying it. You're in public. The guy has already freaking problems to talk already.
You know what? If we can't discuss it, and we can't bring it up and we can't talk about it, and it's too sensitive all the damn time, then we've already lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm sorry, but I'm autistic myself.
Shouldn't we be able to discuss what's going on?
Yeah, and I don't see an issue with it so far.
Yeah, so just a stat, right? So he was talking about autistics, and that one person was like, high-functioning autistic people do, provide and have jobs. Not saying they don't. But that's 1 out of 50 autistic people that are high-functioning.
Well, there's a lot of...
not high. The other 49 are not high-functioning.
Yeah, but there's a lot of autistics that are really intelligent. There's some that are more intelligent than us.
Yeah, because I used to work with handicapped people at Offutt Air Force Base.
We're talking about autistic. I know they're kind of a handicap.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people they can, when they're fat on one subject, they know everything, but anything else, like things going around them, it's a different matter. You have to find that, they're unique. You have to talk to them on their level, their subject they find interested. They're not totally useless to work.
Yeah, but
It's
wait.
just you. Go ahead.
Sorry, buddy. I just want to tell you this and continue. What tells you that you're right and he's wrong? What is the normal of society? I mean, I'm going to take a little bit of their defense.
Okay. I could take that. I think you should be able to bring up any subject and talk about it. He didn't disparage anybody. He didn't put anybody down.
No,
he just stated
stated
facts.
He was saying that they're more of a Biden, not Biden. I'm not
Burden.
Burden. Thank you very much. They're more of a burden to the society, and they're not paying their taxes. That's what he was saying.
Which is true.
In some respects,
he did say it.
No, but I mean,
so the highest study, 25%. If you're not paying your damn taxes, he could say you're not paying your damn taxes.
Yeah, but Akai, you can't start getting rid of people.
He didn't say he was going to get rid of people.
No, wait. No. When they go on that,
this is not Nazi. This is not Nazi Germany.
Yeah, they.
But you know what?
China.
And who are these people? Okay, now I'm going to get on my high horse.
I'm sorry. I'm on my high horse too.
I'm going to get on my high horse. We're worried about somebody that might put down some autistic kid or some autistic adult because they don't fit into society's plans.
Okay.
How many people does every country in this world abort every year before they're born and they're healthy children?
You're talking abortion?
I'm talking abortion.
Okay.
What's the difference? What's the difference if I abort them after they're born or before they're born?
Okay. I'm going to be that Canadian guy now.
Okay. That's
why do you have the right to talk about abortion and take out the right of a woman to take that decision? If it's a mistake, it's a mistake. No, wait. Because when we say no more abortion, we're taking out the right of a woman to take a decision. And that's
okay. What about the right of the father?
What?
What about the right of the father?
Man?
Wait, if it has to be a debate?
No, I'm just it's a legit question. It's just I'm asking questions.
It has to be. No, I'm with you on that one. If it has to be a debate, it has to go to court, then the father should be following what's going on and just tell you're not going to get aborted right away. We're going to go to court or something like that. It has to be legal. I'm understanding.
Okay. So I'm feeling what you're saying. So here's another one. We're gonna flip the thing. The woman wants to keep the child. The father wants an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
Is the father responsible?
No.
Technically,
whoever wants to have children should take full responsibility. In some respects, if it was a mistake or a one-night stand, it should be.
Yeah, the father didn't have to put his weenie there.
Yeah.
It takes two to tango.
That's why I'm saying I'm being polite when I say peeny weenie because I could say something else. But since we're live, I'm not going to say the word. But I mean, no, I can't say
it's one of those because then you get into things like the R word, the I word, where, should they be able to get an abortion, which, God, I'm torn on that one, but it's not up to me.
But the thing is, the abortion part, I understand everything that is legal. I understand that. I mean, if the father wants to keep it and the mother doesn't want, at least they should, handle it, either if it has to go through court or stuff like that. I understand that. But
I've actually experienced
I don't
that.
I don't think just because it's a mistake qualifies for the abortion.
Yes, I agree with that because I've actually had a girlfriend.
Daughter, say it was your daughter. You have a daughter, okay?
Yeah.
Say it was your daughter. She's 15. She
Yeah.
decided to do some cheeky. Just to
Okay.
put the lip, okay? She gets pregnant because she
Okay.
does some cheeky and she forgot to put the rubber. Okay? Are you going to say to your daughter, keep it? Or are you going to say,
Yes.
you're going to say, keep it?
My voice is going to be to keep it, because my belief is that it's not a cluster of cells, that once it's concepted and it starts multiplying, it is a human being.
Okay.
Because here's my reasoning behind it. If I kill a mother that has a child in her womb, I get charged with 2 deaths.
Okay.
It's a double homicide.
Okay.
Even if that woman was going to go get an abortion.
Okay.
She had an abortion scheduled later that week. She was going to get rid of it. I'm still getting charged with double homicide. So how comes it's double homicide to kill her and the kid, but she can go kill the kid, and it's not a homicide?
Good point on that one. I've actually experienced this with one of my
That's where I'm torn on this stuff.
So I know you wanted to say something, Chuck. I'm just going to add on this just so I could have your point. It's a woman. She's
Define a woman.
Yeah.
What?
Define a woman.
No, wait. It's a woman that's pregnant, but she's a homeless, full drug addict and stuff like that.
So we take it out on the kid?
No. Are you gonna say to the woman that you have to keep the child? The baby's
Why
gonna
wouldn't
come.
she keep the child?
Maybe
that's the thing in her life that scares her straight, that makes her want to be straight, that makes her want to give up drugs, lead a life that's on the level, to go to school, to get educated, to provide for her child. And you know what? There are a lot of wonderful children and adults now that are out there that have come from mothers that were on the outs, were living on the streets, that were drug addicts, that having a child is what changed their life.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Okay.
Because they had to grow up. Unfortunately, when you have a kid, and I know me and you know this, you got to grow up and frickin' adult.
Well, you have to be an adult. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
not playing adult and oops, I forgot to put my condom on. Well, if you forgot to put your condom on, you wanted to play adult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's like,
so now you got to be an adult.
But one thing I'll tell you, with every argument we got, I understand maybe either the religious part, or I understand maybe the conscious part of what you're saying. I'm just telling you that women have rights.
Wait a minute here. You say women have rights. What about when you're in a relationship? This happened to me 3 times, where this woman I've been seeing, we got together, we started playing adult, and the next thing you know, I'm pregnant. I'm like, really? And we started talking about it. A couple of weeks later, she said, oh, no, you don't need to worry about it. Like, what do you mean I don't got to worry about it? I had an abortion. She did that 3 times to me. 3 times. And that's why after the 3rd time, I can't deal with this. What about my right? Because, like Akai said, it takes 2 to tango.
But that's what
I'm sorry.
said to Akai. But I just said to Akai just later, if it has to be on legal rights and that she told you that she's pregnant, then you guys got to do it legally. I mean, I understand that maybe she didn't tell you and she went to get herself an abortion, but.
And I understand that there's a risk when a woman has a child. There's a health risk. It does lots of things to the body. It changes things in the body on a woman. I get that.
I can understand abortion on 3 things: rape, incest, and
Can't say that word.
Oops, sorry.
But now I'm not going to repeat it, but now that you said it, the way it's set up, even that you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to.
Yes, you are.
No.
Yes, you are.
If
In most states where they say abortion is not legal, those still qualify. Those concerns still qualify.
Okay.
Sorry about saying the
I'm
words.
just-
I didn't know.
No, it's okay. You guys, there's some stuff that you can't say.
There's the R word, the I word, and the C word,
Yeah.
Oh.
which refers to a disease.
So,
We'll talk
okay.
about that one later because there's a news article about that one that just
Yeah.
came out a day ago.
Okay, so let's go on to something else because I think we went around the abortion part.
Okay, yeah, let's go. Let's go to something else. So, speaking about the C word, since we're into it now, we're into it for a amount of time, so we shouldn't get a flag. But so they just came out with like all the receipts, all the evidence that the C word did come out of the Wuhan lab. It's like didn't come from a bat. It was manufactured.
Yeah.
And
I told you at the
We
beginning.
all knew this.
oh, we all knew it. And Fauci is still walking the streets a free man.
That's BS.
Fauci?
He covered that up big time.
Fauci's the guy. Fauci's the guy that told them to go do this level of study on this drug, on this
The virus.
disease, the reverse whatever they call it,
Okay.
and where they make one that's stronger than it should be, so that way they can come up with an antibody that works on the general one. So, and with a foreign country that's our adversary, holy crap, are you kidding me? Talk about national security problems. And this guy is still walking around.
And there's all that. You see all the emails that are saying, "Oh, we can't talk about this on email. Hey, jump over on this one." I mean, it was a major cover up.
There's all kinds of cover up. There's cover up in every
Yeah.
every one of these politicians has got a cover up going. Doesn't matter
And he
what
knew
country
about it.
you're in.
So are we still talking about
The C word.
the
Yeah.
C word in China?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, the
Okay.
C word that took out the
Well,
world.
you guys were going somewhere else, I think. So
No, but he's saying that politicians are trying to cover stuff up. Well, they are.
well, every politician
Nobody
does.
wants to go to jail because they made a ton of money off of it. They made a ton of money off of it.
Yep.
That's why I tell people, follow the dollars, man. I bet you every one of these politicians was heavily invested in healthcare, breathing devices, masks, had their own mask companies. Wasn't it like the Chancellor of Germany's husband or something like that had a mask company?
Especially the ones made in cotton.
I'm telling you what, if you want to see how good your mask is, drywall dust.
Yeah, I know.
Throw drywall dust, breathe in and out, and look at all the little particles that are around your nose and around the edges of your mouth, and that mask didn't do squat.
No. Oh, whatever.
I had an N95 full face, but I had a lot of those because of the work I did in the past.
Okay.
I'm crawling through crawl spaces, dealing with mold and all that stuff. So, and asbestos and lime powder, it's or lime that's scattered out and it's really fine. You don't want that getting in your lungs, so you got to wear masks. Masks
Okay.
that don't leak.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but sewer gas. Well, working in sewers, I always had to wear a mask too, because you breathe in all that poop gas, you're gonna get sick, dude.
Oh yeah.
That's methane, ain't it?
Oh yeah, it's just bacteria. It's like 70+% humidity, bacteria or swill. It's gross. Well, what was that drug they made? They made a drug where they would pee and poop in a bottle, and then they would collect the gas off of it and suck the gas. Like, it was like these glue heads. You know, they get in there and they huff the glue, but they were huffing poop vapor and getting high off of it. I'm like, you are demented.
It's over in Africa they were doing that, if I remember right.
It actually came into the Europe and into the States. It's probably up in Canada too, because it was a cheap, free way to get high.
Huh. I remember hearing something like that, but I don't know where it came. If I remember right, I think it came from Africa.
I just want to know how desperate you got to be to huff your own poop vapor.
Well, look at all these people that drink rubbing alcohol.
No. Well, that'll kill you.
God.
Rubbing alcohol will kill you.
And they drink mouthwash too, just to get their alcohol high.
They used to drink Lysol and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. I'm like, you gotta be crazy.
Nope, not my thing. So that one's dead and dusted. So
okay, go to another topic. We're talking about poop there.
Well, we
the guy's live tonight. He has a lot of topics.
I always have topics. So Pope Francis passed away, if y'all haven't heard.
Yeah.
So tens of thousands of mourners lined up to pay their respects. Didn't Pope Francis retire and there was another pope already in place?
No, he died. He was still
he was still the pope?
He was the pope.
Because one of them retired, stepped down because he was having poor health.
No, that was
and this was the guy that stepped in?
Wasn't it Jean Paul? Pope Jean Paul?
I can't remember. So they'll be having their conclave.
Uh-huh.
And we got to wait for the white smoke to drift up out of the chimney.
Yeah. Who do you think is it going to be an Italian pope or is it going to be another?
No clue. No clue.
Italy's saying that they need an Italian pope now.
All I know is they need somebody to fix the church.
Okay.
They do.
Okay.
They do. I think it's full of a lot of evil things.
The church?
Everything has skeletons in the closet.
All the skeletons in the closets need to come out and they need to be gotten rid of. And there's too many skeletons in that closet.
Oh yeah.
That's why there's a big push. That's why I think there's a big push in this, like not only in this country but other countries, where a lot of churches are going non-denominational. They don't want to have that affiliate tie back to Baptist, Methodist, Christian, Roman Catholic. They don't want that tie back to that scandal of somebody diddled a kid.
Or throwing wild parties, and I mean, if you look into Catholic religion, holy buckets.
I'm telling you what, I got some colorful stories, and I could probably share one on the air. I could share this one. I used to do sewer and drain cleaning. I also used to clean out septic tanks. Okay, it is a disgusting job. But it pays, baby. It pays. You can make a lot of money scooping poop. That's all I'm saying. And I have never found more prophylactics in a septic tank. The most I ever found, and they were always attached to a church. So let that sink in. The most prophylactics I ever found in a septic tank were always attached to a church. Wasn't a McDonald's, wasn't somebody's home, wasn't the sex shop, wasn't the pornography store. You know, they were on septic tanks. It was always the church that had more.
They're not following their belief.
Are the nuns there not there for something?
I don't know. I don't know how to.
Why do you think the nuns are
I
there?
don't know how
Probably.
to. You know, it's one of those things that you just go, just hits you like a brick when you're in there sucking all that stuff out, and you're like, there are a lot of prophylactics in here. This is more than usual.
Only you know the secret.
I know the secret. It's like when
Why
you know,
did
if
it
you got a
not come out
friend,
on the media?
if you got a friend that's a plumber, a service plumber, this is important, and you like to go eat out in town, take him with you, because he's probably worked in a lot of these restaurants and be like, I'm not going there. I still to this day have a list of restaurants that there is a no way and hot scooting no way that I'm going to eat in that restaurant, because they were disgusting back then and they're still filthy.
Okay.
Damn.
People just don't care. They don't. I've seen pieces of chicken stuck to water heaters. You know, if the mop can't get under there, they don't clean it. You know, stuff just jammed full into floor drains and wondering why it's not going down. Lines of fat on sinks, you know, that hasn't been washed in weeks. Grease traps that aren't cleaned out. And if they're not doing that, how clean are they cleaning your dishes? How clean is that pot they're cooking with? Oh, they don't shut the soup off. It stays hot for days before they throw it away. It just stays at temperature. That way they don't have to cool it down.
Okay. But if you don't cool it down, okay, yeah.
That soup's been on the oven for a week, Verm.
How can the soup continue cooking?
It just stays hot in the little pot thing. They have this little hot bath pot thing, and they just add to it. It's nasty.
Don't let me go at that restaurant, please. Yeah.
You know, so you know, and there are some restaurants that I absolutely love their food, but after I worked in their kitchen, I never went back.
Okay.
Gross. Just nasty. But then there was restaurants that had been there for like 30 years. Spotless in the kitchen. Even under the tables on the line were spotless clean. You could have eaten off the floor. It was so clean in the kitchen.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, condolences out to those with the Pope.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on there.
Well, they're going to vote for another one.
Yep, they're going to vote for another one. They call it the conclave, right? If I remember right, conclave.
Yeah, I think it sounds looks like that. Yeah.
So those guys are probably all traveling to Rome right now. If not, they're already doing their thing. And we'll get another pope, and we'll see which direction he takes the Roman Catholic Church. You know, there is another pope. I didn't know this. It took me years. Is it Eastern Orthodox Church has a pope too?
Anti-pope. You're talking anti-pope? The anti-pope?
Who's the anti-pope? What's the anti-pope?
What's an anti-pope?
My understanding is spun off of the Catholic religion.
I gotta look this up now.
They actually there's an anti-pope.
What do you mean they don't believe in popes?
No, they believe in. They believe in the same religion, but it's like different from the Catholic. Their views are different from the normal Catholic religion, if I remember right.
Yeah, but it's the same between the 3rd and the 15th mid-century. So I'm trying to find a modern.
Do you hear my boy?
I do.
He's screaming. No, he's screaming because of the hockey game.
Yeah.
He's watching Capitals with Canadians.
I was just wondering if somebody had him tied up and they were beating him or something.
No.
No! Don't hit me again! No!
He's screaming loud because everything is soundproof here, and I can hear him.
It's not soundproof, Verm. It failed.
You're gonna have to put more soundproof.
So an anti-pope is a person claiming to be the pope who is not duly elected or proclaimed while a duly elected pope was still in office. I don't think that happens anymore.
I thought there was a recent.
Hey,
one.
just want to take time to say hi to everybody that are on our media platforms. Welcome to Just Pure Talk. We talk about a lot of stuff, and we talk also about what you guys want to talk about. So if ever you guys want to send us a chat, write into chat, and it's going to pop up on our screen, and we'll be able to answer your questions or either ask a comment on what you guys say. So if you have any topics, let us know. Because we got Sam Akai that has a lot of...
Yeah, so there is a pope in the Eastern Orthodoxy Church. I was right. Sometimes used in the Coptic Orthodox Church. So a couple of these other churches also have popes too, but the one that everybody follows is the one that's in the Vatican.
Well,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Well...
But he had time to do his Easter thing. He done his Easter thing and then he died.
There is a lot of knowledge that's in the Vatican vaults.
Oh, yeah.
That for some reason the Vatican doesn't want to let out. Like, why? Is it going to disprove some of their stuff, or is it going to prove their stuff? Or is it going to help somebody else out in the world and we're just not going to let it out? I'm not talking about historical letters and stuff like that. I'm talking like they have artifacts. They have, memoirs of people in history that nobody else can go look at or see because they're locked away,
Well, ain't it where they only allow up to, I think, 1936? Where you can look in the Pope's archives, they only allow up to that data, if I remember right, because they don't want none of the World War II stuff to come out. Because a lot of the controversy is they think the church was in cahoots with the Nazis.
The church was smuggling Nazis out.
Yeah. But also they were in cahoots with the Jewish people.
But a lot of the ones they were smuggling were Christian Nazis that were trying to escape the party.
Okay.
Because, and that's one thing it's always, so we demonize a lot of people in World War II, right? We demonize the Italians, not nearly as much as we demonize the Germans. We, demonize the Japanese, but not nearly as much as we do the Germans. We anybody that was an Axis power or helped the Axis powers gets a little bit of demonization from World War II, right?
Yeah.
But the Germans paid the brunt of that price. But if you were a German soldier in World War II and your commander told you, go into that town, round up those people, and get them into a concentration camp or do anything of that nature, you did it. Okay. And the reason you did it is because not only were going to kill you, but they would kill your family.
Okay.
So it's either round up the Jews or the people they want you to round up and put them in the camps or get them transported or fight that battle. Because if you don't, we're going to send the SS to go take your family and we'll do whatever with them.
Okay.
And we'll send you the the Russian front.
You guys must have scored again. And yeah, or you get sent to the Eastern Front where you're guaranteed to die, you know. And the economies were a lot different back then. Because if the males in your family were dead, there was nobody to provide for the women. So your kids and your women would starve unless they could run the farm and do all the jobs that the men were doing. Right? So we demonized all these Germans. And well, I think we demonized German males to the point right now where most of Germans that I've seen are mostly beta males. They don't stand up for nothing. They do what they're told to do.
Yeah.
They're like sheep, which is unfortunate. But I don't know. So, well, that to my point though is so if a soldier is being told to do something by his commanding officer, and that soldier knows that his family is going to be executed, hurted, or ostracized because he doesn't follow orders. After the war, is he still guilty? Or is the commander guilty?
I would say the commander.
So we're gonna put it on chain of command.
Well,
he still had that right to say no. I'm a 50-50 torn on.
Yeah, and then he dies.
Yeah,
then he dies.
The other thing is, it's something where he could start.
What happened to an American soldier? What? Here, I'll flip the thing. What happened to an American soldier if he said no?
He'd be probably thrown in jail for court martial. Yeah,
maybe. If I'm a U.S. officer, infantry officer, doesn't matter, any officer, and I tell you to charge that machine gun nest, and you fail to charge that machine gun nest, do you know what I can do? I can execute you on the spot.
Why?
Because it's military law. I gave you an order. You must follow it. If you do not follow it, I can kill you.
Okay, that's good.
In time of war. So, we never prosecuted or lightly prosecuted all the Japanese war crimes.
We got all the medical, and we say, okay, we won't prosecute you because they did a lot of medical research, and once they made a deal basically saying hand it over. But there was
Japanese officers eating U.S. troops in pieces. The doctors were keeping them alive. Like they would chop a leg off and eat that leg. And then they would chop the other leg off and eat that leg.
Why?
Because they were starving.
Yeah.
They had no food. Or they thought it gave them some special power to eat your enemy. Which is a good thing that goes on throughout, still goes on to this day. People think that if you eat your enemy, then you gain their power. So there's still societies that believe that. Tastes like pork.
What's going out tonight, man? Boo.
Yeah, but we'll penalize one person because we tell everybody in the world that it's evil. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying, by no means am I saying what happened in Germany in World War II was correct. Right?
No, don't.
I'm not saying that.
Okay, don't.
I'm not. I think some of the stuff was downright evil.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But I'm also saying there's other guilty parties. Then you look at Stalin and Lenin after World War II.
Oh boy, yeah.
They made Hitler look like a Boy Scout, buddy.
Oh yeah.
They killed millions. Millions. Sent them to the gulags. They literally lined roads with bones from all the people that died. They just ground them into the roads going out into Siberia.
Woo.
Well, it's like if the troops got caught and they get returned to Russia, they got sent to the gulag because they didn't have the willpower to fight. They got caught. I mean,
I think the
stuff
same
like
thing
that.
still happens to this day. That's why a lot of these Russian soldiers that got caught by Ukraine, they're like, we don't want to go back because we know what's going to happen to us and it's going to be bad. Because they didn't die. They got captured.
And you know that I've been watching, there's even Chinese now.
Chinese, North Korean.
North Korea.
They're all getting caught.
Yeah.
They're all getting caught.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, but if I was in North
Chinese
Korea,
and
I'd
North Koreans are getting wiped out wholesale. Yeah. What are you going to do? Escape? Yeah. And then what happens to your family in North Korea?
3 generations.
3 generations back, they arrest and put in jail.
Yep.
Because you escaped.
That's great.
It's awesome. Not really, but
wow.
In part of that side point is we compare certain politicians to those people in the world, and they're nowhere even close.
No. A lot of people always it's like Elon Musk when he did that one hand gesture. What do they call him? A Nazi.
So if I take my hand and I put it up like this and I wave at somebody, if I take my right hand and do that, that's a Nazi salute. If I do my left, it's okay. What's the difference?
No.
What's the difference? Hey, buddy, what's up?
He didn't put his hand.
No, if he goes like this, hey!
He hit his chest. He hit his chest like they do in the military. Mm-hmm. They go like that, not like that. I can't even do it because my arm hurts. But that's what he done. He went like that. So he done exactly what he maybe.
Hi, didn't. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, I know.
It's not a Nazi salute.
You're pushing it like a lot of stuff I'm sending you, and you're saying it's not right, it's not wrong, it's this, it's that. So
yeah, but the thing is, people nowadays take it so literally, and they try to find
too sensitive.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were saying it today. They were saying it today. Sorry, I cut you off, buddy. They were saying it today here in Quebec that there's a lot of since COVID, okay, just not talking about the vaccine, but just saying since that period of time, a lot of people lost it.
They're mentally?
They're losing it mentally, and it's
which is a side effect of the big V.
No,
the Israelis have come out and it's been documented in Israel. They have a 98% vaccine rate, and that's one of the issues they're finding over there.
Okay.
Along with kidney problems, along with
conspiracy, and I don't want us to get hit on the head. The thing that I'm saying is that people are losing patience a lot. People are and this is,
I see that.
It's not.
I see that because I finally downloaded X, right?
What?
Yeah.
So I'm starting to download all these social media platforms so I can get on them. So yeah, it's bad. And all I'm seeing is like fist fight after fist fight after fist fight after fist fight over the stupidest stuff.
Yeah, but that's X.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Well, the only thing is, people are, I give you a prime example.
Well, on YouTube, it's mindless TV shorts. So.
Well, it's like reminded me of a situation that happened to me about 5 years ago. I was at a truck stop in a restaurant, and usually there's a bar for, if you're by yourself, you sit up at the bar. And usually if you sit up there, you want to have a conversation. The guy walks in, sat at the bar, and I said, hello. I'm eating my meal and didn't hear nothing for a couple minutes. And I said, hello. Then he looks at me dead in the eye and says, I don't know you. You're not part of my Facebook friends. And I'm like, if you want to sit at the bar, you want a conversation. You don't want to have a conversation, sit in the booth. And it's like the interaction skills nowadays. You get everybody's on social media. They don't know how to deal with people face to face. They don't have that in-person skill. I thought I was bad. He blew me away.
No, but no, you're right.
Well, I still think that we need to get rid of TikTok.
Yeah,
TikTok's a security risk, needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
This.
That's
phone,
a security risk.
I don't know how to put it. Here, I'm not going to put.
Well, it comes in handy.
This phone.
It comes in handy in my job.
No, but the phone. I'm sorry to say it's been proven. The phone has taken over life.
Oh, it has.
The phone
makes
social media.
People are there. Look,
social media.
Just in my family.
That's the major problem.
We're all sitting on the couch.
What's bad? What I never understood, and I saw this mostly with teenage girls, because that was my last experience with the phone thing, was teenage girls. They will sit around a table texting each other instead of using their words and like engaging with each other.
Yeah.
And I see it a lot more from the younger generation, where they will text each other and what. So, no big secret, I work in a cigar lounge, right? That's what I do on my days that I want to get away, and I go work in a cigar lounge, and I love it. And it's a fun job. I get to meet people. I get to talk to people all day long. I get to, help them out, help them make bad decisions in life on what cigar to get. But the more and more people I see that come in there to smoke a cigar literally will go into a corner, go into a single chair, pull out their phone, not engage with anybody else around them, not work on relationships or meeting new people, and then wonder why they're lonely in the world.
Yeah.
Well, you got to put yourself out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we would have never met each other if we didn't put ourselves out there. If I wouldn't have joined that organization that you joined, we would have never known each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And exactly. I think our lives are richer for it, even though we don't agree all the time. But that's part of being friends. So.
And that's part of being friends. I mean, I don't agree and go crazy. There's some stuff.
He just says Sam's crazy. And I say Verm's crazy.
So yeah. No, you say that Canadian, that Canuck.
I have never said that.
God.
I have never used a derogatory Canadian term towards you ever.
No, neither did I. No, we're friends.
He's never used a derogatory Canadian term against me either. Maybe a U.S. one, but.
No, I just told you that I'm just frustrated on everything that's going on.
I can see the frustration. I can, because.
But I didn't say I hate the American people. I never. No, I don't.
I can see the frustration, because the frustration is, now the Chinese want to talk and work things out.
That never happened.
Well, it's destroying their economy.
Well, the thing is, they have broken so many promises.
There are people in that country that have not worked in 6 months because of this stuff coming up, and people were canceling. No. But on the other hand, though, it's also opened up a lot of factories and a lot of plants over here, and brought some manufacturing stuff back to the United States and back to other countries around the world, where people are like, okay, we're going to go in-house and we're going to support our people.
Well,
Yeah, and the other thing
there's
is,
some even that got out of the States.
what?
There's one that totally said to Donald Trump, "I'm leaving and I'm going to Mexico."
Go.
You know which company?
Yeah.
John
Good.
Deere.
Yeah, and
Go
look
to
what
Mexico.
don't happen. And there you don't get terrible.
And you know who'll take
What's going to happen?
take their place?
What's going to happen?
Case will take their place.
What's going to happen?
Farmall will take their place.
The Americans won't use John Deere anymore because they'll boycott him. But he's going to sell.
But let him sell around the world.
Well, darling,
and when they have to deal with his, here's one of the problems with John Deere. They don't believe in your right to repair your equipment.
Yep. They actually took.
So if you have an electronic problem on a John Deere, you have to send it back to the shop. And some of these pieces of equipment, because I've worked on some farms in the past, it costs $1,000 to load that thing up onto a trailer and send it back to the shop. Each way.
Yep.
Right? So now I'm out $2,000 to have this thing shipped back and forth for something that somebody can do on a laptop. I own the equipment. When you own the equipment and you own it, I believe you have the right to repair.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing. They actually had where they were making a bill in Nebraska. And
yeah, the right to repair bills. It's been going through all the states.
Yeah. But you know who showed up to say we don't agree with that?
John Deere.
John Deere and Apple.
Yeah, Apple doesn't want you to have the right to repair either.
Yeah. And I'm like,
no.
Apple showed up?
Neither does Samsung, LG. None of these guys want you to have the right to repair.
Yeah, because, and they talk about carbon footprints. If they make a product that would last and people don't, because everybody's, oh, I got to have the new iPhone. Oh, I got to have the new Samsung. Oh, I need to have a new Motorola every year. It is because they want you to keep buying the product all the thing. I'm one of these people that if I buy a phone, until it starts having a problem like a battery issue. I remember when cell phones, when you had a battery issue, you took the battery out, go down to the battery store and say, yeah, I need a new one, please. Put the new battery in, and off you went. Now you can't do that.
You can do that. You can. You just take it back to the thing and tell them to put a new battery in. Costs $100.
They must recently change
the phone store. The phone store should be able to change out the battery on your phone. At least they do on an Apple. So I don't know why Samsung wouldn't do it on theirs. But I know Verm wanted to say something on the right to repair.
Yep.
You guys made me lose it.
It got heated for you?
Yeah.
We were talking about John Deere and Apple and the right to repair, and how I believe that once you own a piece of equipment, you've paid for that equipment, you own it, that you have the right to repair it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go. So I was saying, because, I read on the F-35s from your jets. F-35s. See, you're talking about controlling. You're talking about like John Deere controls everything. If it breaks, you have to send it back and stuff like that. But the F-35s are the same thing. You guys control them. And it's one of the reasons why that I overheard, and I'm not saying it's the government that's saying it. I'm just saying that I overheard is the reason why that they took a decision not to use they have a couple that they have to take, but that they decided to cut down also because of everything that's going on, because they're scared that, if there's something that goes between us, you guys could just shut down the plane. The planes don't work.
I don't know if the F-35's got that ability, but
yeah,
I controlled by they're so good. They're so good and tactical.
Yeah.
They're good, but they're controlled by a computer.
All airplanes are. Pretty much all new airplanes are controlled by computers.
Yeah. Well, it's like we saw.
No, but there's a base.
Look at all these new cars. All the new cars have all these functions that, hey, you want X, your car to do X? Well, that's part of the subscription service. You have to pay the subscription in order for it to be able to do it.
Well, it's like the
Yeah.
heated seats. I'm like,
It's already,
It's already that time.
it's already that time, so I put our new song.
It's our new song.
Oh, so beautiful.
Yeah,
Did you hear
it
it?
sounds good.
So that's our. I have the intro. I forgot to put it.
Is this
So,
the intro?
okay, so it is 101. So guys,
Is this the intro
it was
song?
great. We had a lot of fun tonight.
Is this the intro song or the exfil song?
No, that's the extra.
Oh, okay.
That's like it starts off. It means that we have to.
Okay.
So Akai, do your thing.
Please like and subscribe. Go out to vermlandradio.com and go to our store and buy some stuff. We're having some store issues, but we hope to have them fixed here soon. So Verm's going to work on that after we here in the next couple days. And
I'm gonna
thanks.
I'm gonna send the ticket to the
Yep,
IT guy.
because we're screwed. We don't know what we were doing wrong. And but thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And like you're doing, Truck Sam, like usual, always a pleasure to have you aboard. I know now that you're almost like you are now a part of Just Pure Talk. But I mean, I still remember you when you used to chat on channel. He was less dangerous when he was chatting. Now he's too dangerous that we see him.
Well, we can get rid of him.
Just messing around with you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Akai is time. He's shutting off his lights.
No,
So have a
I
nice
don't know
one,
what's
everybody.
going on. It's trying to connect to something, and it keeps killing my screen. Technical problems.
Beautiful song, ladies and gents. You want to hear that? Oh.
So does this mic actually sound okay? Now that I moved it over here, does it sound good?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I didn't hear bang, bang, bang anymore. So.
Yeah.
Ladies and gents,